We are the ones who are going to be lamenting over and over and over again. And that is why we are the ones who are going to be in a lot of dilemma. So this is what you should really do, is try and detach. Detachment is the greatest virtue, right? But then how do you detach? It's very difficult. You can say that, how can I detach from my family? But you don't have to give up your family. You don't have to give up anything. How do you detach? And that's in the introduction. I wanted to start with the chapters first and then the introduction. Outwardly performance of all actions, but inwardly renouncing their fruits, right? So this is what you have to do, is outwardly you have to, what do you have to do? Outwardly you have to show. I mean, it's not just even a matter of showing. Just outwardly you have to renounce the fruits. Don't keep on expectations. Expectations is the greatest downfall. When you start expecting things and you don't get it, that's when you get morose. That's when you get upset. So Lord Krishna is only saying this to make us happy. He doesn't want us to be upset. The Lord doesn't want any of His children. We are His children, and He doesn't want His children to be upset about anything, right? So He's saying purified by the fire of transcendental knowledge. Transcendental knowledge is like a fire, and all your misgivings will be destroyed, burnt into it, right? So, and this knowledge will attain what? Attain peace, detachment, forbearance, right? All these things, spiritual vision, and then ultimately the bliss, the happiness. We are eternally supposed to be happy. We are Sat Chit Anand. Sat means the truth is, Chit, the conscious, Anand means we are supposed to be happy all the time. So how can you be happy? Only if you do unselfishly, you work without the attachment. The secret of Karma Yoga, which is to perform actions without any fruitive desires, is taught by the Lord, right? Yoga of action is superior to the renunciation. So Lord Krishna is telling here, you've been shown two paths. Fine. I've shown you the difficult path, I've shown you the easier path. Choice is yours. You should understand which path you want to go to, right? Karma Yoga is far better. Desireless action, steadified dedication to one's duty. Be dedicated. Can you unmute yourself, because there's a background noise. If everybody can just mute yourself, please. Okay, I'll just mute everybody because there's so much. Okay. All right, so coming back to this, Karma Yoga is far better because desireless action, actions without desiring, give me this, give me that, everything has to be on top. Now, I'm going to tell you a little story here. I love telling little story. There was a man, and he lived in the bottom of a mountain. He always saw that peak of the mountain, and he thought, I wonder when I climb the mountain, how am I going to see, what the vision's going to be like up there? So he started walking one day, and one day he decided, no, I have to go and I have to climb the mountain and see. It's going to be so beautiful. Everything's going to look at a wider vision than when I look at it as at a closer vision. So he starts climbing. A little further he goes, and some people were coming down. He says, how was it? And one person says, yeah, it was very difficult. So he just turned back and he says, oh, if it's difficult, I'm not going. The next day, he again started going. He says, no, let me try. He goes a bit further, and another person he asks, he says, yeah, it's difficult, but it's nice. The nice word. Then he came back again. The third day he went, and again somebody says, yeah, it's difficult, but it's beautiful. Again he came back. So he kept on asking people, and he kept on going, halfway coming back. Ultimately, he never reached there. So what we are here even trying to do is, we feel, the top of the peak is, of course, the happiness, the ultimate bliss, which we all have within us. So the ultimate, we are endeavoring for that. But we go a little bit further, we say, no, 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 I don't think this is right for me. We turn back. Again after time, we go furthermore, we read the Bhagavad Gita, we read our scriptures, we read the Bible, we read the Quran. We'll go a bit further, again we get defeated. So, don't get defeated. Your mind will keep on taking you from here to there, here to there. Don't get defeated. If you've made up your mind, you want a permanent happiness. You want permanent bliss. If you started climbing up the mountain, don't ask anybody, keep on climbing, and you will see a wider vision. You will see a beautiful vision from the top of the mountain, and that's so important. Now, what is the Lord's portrayal of a man of true renunciation? Right? Is true renunciation giving up? The concept everybody has is that true renunciation means what? Giving up family life, giving up everything, wear orange clothes or wear white robes, go and live in the temple, go and stay in the Himalayas, keep on, this is what our vision is. But that is not true. That is not a true vision. The true vision is these are all the qualities. He is the one who is staying in the material world, doing everything, doing his job, doing his house, is everything. So what is the difference between the renunciate and a non-renunciate? The difference is that he is one who neither hates nor covets. You don't have that hatred, right? You never have hatred in your body, in yourself, when you have renunciation, when you have, when you try to... Just a minute. Can everybody mute themselves? So you don't have that hatred in you. When a person keeps, I hate this and I hate her and I can't stand her, and that means you're not even 1% in the renunciate order, right? So you have to try and go further and further. He is one who has conquered his mind and senses and has become the self of all beings. Conquering your mind. How do you conquer your mind? Conquer your mind by your breath. Conquer your mind by yoga practice is the best way to conquer your mind. Meditation is the best way to conquer your mind. Thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord, thinking of his scriptures, thinking of his divine energies around us is the best way to conquer your mind. And of course, last time I gave a nice lecture on the mantra. Man means mind and tra means freeing. So you try to free your mind of all these indulgences of life. He is untouched by the fruits of the karmas, and even while he is engaged in performing those karmas. So even while he is doing some work, he is not doing it because I want results. Like a mother cooks for the family, but the mother never says, oh, I have cooked today, every day I'm cooking and you people are eating. She doesn't say that. It is her duty, it is her unconditional love, and she'll keep on doing it. Similarly, keep on doing your work, keep on doing your duty, whatever you are doing, whichever way you're doing, keep on doing it. He performs his karma with attachment. Like a mother is not attached to her cooking. She's just doing it for everybody else. So don't be too attached to your, because otherwise, when you're too much attached, what will happen? You will want its fruits. When you don't get its fruits, you will be upset. Yeah. So try and rise above this level of enduring, and this is the way he attains enduring peace. So then here we've gone to chapter 3. One who neither hates nor desires the fruits of his activities. Just said that. Only the ignorant speak of karma yoga and devotional service as being different from the analytical study of material world. So what is the analytical study of the material world? The Sankhya Yoga. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves the true results. So the person who is showing you the way to go to Nairobi or to go anywhere, he will show you two ways. But now, whichever way applies to you. Like to some people, karma yoga is the best. But some people, it's difficult to stay in the material world and renounce everything and go ahead. So what does he do? For him, that difficult path is okay, but ultimately he'll get there and he prefers that. So everybody, God has designed a path for everyone in different ways. It's up to you to try and capture which one you want. One who knows that the position reached by the means of renunciation can also be attained by the works of devotional service, and one who therefore sees the path of work and path of renunciation as equal. So then you can see both the path are equal, whether I renounce myself or I do this. Okay, no one who does good work will ever come to bad end, either here in this world or in the next. So if you're doing good work, it's not going to be wasted. Even if you're not pampered on the shoulder by the public, pampered on the shoulder by your family members or your friends, it's fine. At least you got a plus point that you'll be pampered up there, right? So it's never wasted, either in this life or in next life, whichever life, but it continues. Whatever good work you do continues. Whatever bad work you do, of course, you're also going to pay the karmic baggage. So why should we carry on our karmic baggage by doing wrong things? You know, we have this big bag on our shoulder, and we keep on stuffing it more and more and more by negative energy, by negative karmas. Why do we want to do that? Try and understand. Don't expect things, it'll naturally come. Let things come naturally. Have you heard of the saying that the more you run, there's a beautiful butterfly you want. The more you run behind the butterfly and try to catch it, the more it's going to fly away. But if you silently just sit, you'll see the butterfly will come and sit on your shoulder, right? So don't run behind things. It will automatically come and sit on your shoulder. Unless one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, mere renunciation cannot make one happy. So you have to even try and understand and connect to God. Every creature in the universe is subject to rebirth. Arjun, somebody's.
It's Sarika, ma'am, auntie.
Okay, please unmute mute yourself.
Sarika.
Okay, please mute yourself, Sarika. Okay. Accept the one who is united with me. One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul and who controls his mind and senses is dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. You'll see there are people like that who never asks you, I've done this for you, give me this. They're very calm-minded people. Then everyone, they are dear to everyone. I'm sure you will like such people. So automatically they project that vibrations which attracts everyone. They're dear to everyone, and everyone is dear to him as well. A person in divine consciousness, although engaged in seeing, hearing, smelling, eating, doing all sorts of things, moving about, sleeping, breathing, always knows within himself that I am not doing all this. It is the Supreme Lord up there or in here. He is doing everything. It's a matter of just changing your consciousness. It's not changing your lifestyle. It's not changing your way you're living or anything. It is just changing your consciousness. He always knows that the only material senses are engaged with the objects, and that he is aloof from them. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is not affected by sinful actions, as the lotus leaf is not touched by the water. You see, I've even given examples. Lotus leaf is always growing above and there's dirt down. So it's never touched, and it's so beautiful. That's why lotus is considered such a pious flower. So that's the reason what you should do is you should be like a lotus in this world. You see all the pictures of all the gods and goddesses are sitting in a lotus. Why? Because it's not the lotus flower, but they are trying to give you a message that sit on a lotus, be like a lotus, which is not touching you in all the dirt which is down. The lotus grows in dirt, but it's above it. It doesn't even touch it. Yeah? So this is how you should be. If you perform the sacrifice of doing your duty, you do not have to do anything else. Devoted to duty, man attains perfection. Imagine, it's so simple. You don't have to change anything but your consciousness. Yogis abandoning attachment act with the body, mind, intelligence, and even with the senses only for the purpose of purification. Yogis do all this because of purification, but even by doing your normal duties, you're still going under a purification process. The steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated, remember, unadulterated peace. Is no adultery in the peace. And because he offers the results of all his activities to me, Lord Krishna says. So the Lord says, just offer everything to me. Whatever you're doing in your mind, in your conscious, think that you're doing it for God. And you won't be attached to them. That's the only way to detach. Whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is greedy for the fruits of his labor, become entangled. So, I want this, I want more, and you get upset and upset. Imagine all these people who are so greedy. You must have seen so many people under greed. So what is the 3 gates to hell? I said, lust, right? I want. Anger and greed. These are the 3 gates to hell. So try and rise above them. Don't be greedy. Whatever you get, you just feel happy. Feel happy in whatever you have. And you're a child of God. God is definitely, 100% definitely going to take care of you. Honestly, without a doubt, he says, I will deliver you. He says in the last verse of Bhagavad Gita that Arjun, give up all varieties of religion. Give up everything, give up all that, just change your consciousness and I will deliver you. Do not fear. He says, Sarva Dharman Parityagi Mamekam Sharanam Vacha. Okay, do not fear, but still yet we are in so much fearful condition, right? That in that fear only, we don't do things we're supposed to do. Like I even recently just got this story that there was a man, and there's a young boy, 15, 18-year-old boy, and he was quite poor. He didn't have a bicycle, and he asked his friend that, can you lend me your bicycle? I love riding a bicycle, and so he said, okay, fine. I'll only give you my bicycle for 1 day. Okay, I'll come and take it next. He said, okay, fine. So that 1 day, this man, he rode the bicycle from morning till evening till night. Even at night he said, oh, tomorrow my friend's going to take his bicycle back, let me make the most of it. Even at night again he went, again he woke up at 4 in the morning and he took the bicycle and he started riding the bicycle, enjoying those rides. Then the next day he said, today my friend's going to come, so let me just keep the bicycle. So he kept the bicycle. The friend didn't come. Second day the friend didn't come. Third day, and he was in fear. If I ride the bicycle today again, and if my friend comes, it's wrong, so I've not. So, he kept on waiting, 5, 6, 8 days. So this is what we are. And then ultimately his friend came after so many days. But he only rode that bicycle. He only enjoyed the riding of that bicycle only for 1 day, although he had the bicycle for 10 other days. Or that fear, the fear that no. What if he comes, So we are also under that fear, and we just enjoy a little bit, and then the rest we are always in a fearful condition. So don't be under that fearful condition. If you have it, use it, utilize it, till of course the person who is going to take you or take it comes and takes it, right? So he resides happily in the city. Okay, now this is a very important verse. When the bodily living being controls his nature and mentally renounces all his action. Again, it says mentally, not physically, mentally. He resides happily in the city of 9 gates. Now, do you know which is the city of 9 gates? Right? It's this material body. The city of 9 gates. We have 9 gates where the holes, 9 holes. 1, 2, 2 holes of the ears, right, where the soul can leave the body from. Then we have 2 eyes where the soul can leave the body from. 2 nostrils, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the bottom 2 ones, the urinary tract and the anus. So 8 and 9. So these are the 9 gates out of which when we die, our soul leaves the body, right? The best way is, of course, the 10th one, which with the yogic practice we should know how to open it, but otherwise it's always through the 9 gates, and with each and every gate, wherever you know that the person's soul has left the body, is according to that level he rises and goes. So this body is made out of 9 gates, and he happily lives in the city of 9 gates. This is a city of 9 gates. It also says that our body is the temple of our soul. Whenever you go in a temple, you'll always, be clean. You remove your shoes. When you go to the temple, you go to the church, you go to the mosque. You'll always, in mosque, when you do the wuzu, so you always cleanse yourself before you enter, isn't it? So this body is also the temple of our soul. So purify yourself. Purify yourself in a simple way. Detach. Don't have too much attachment, because Lord Krishna is not saying for himself. God doesn't need all this. Believe me, God doesn't need. He's only saying for us that we have to realize by detaching, okay, fine, doesn't matter, so be it. Try to use the word so be it. It's fine. She's done this. It's fine. Shouldn't bother you. Okay, it's hard. But again, through Vedic, through the mantras, recitation of mantras, through yoga, through meditation, through breathing, pranayams, it helps. It helps tremendously. It's so nice that you're doing the Hatha Yoga. Many of you are training to be yoga teachers. And then you're also doing the Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita and Hatha Yoga, they all go side by side. Bhagavad Gita is the way to link, and it's showing you different paths. When we come to chapter 9 and then chapter 17, it also talks about nutrition, what sort of food you should eat. So all this is explained here. Now he says, nor does the Supreme Spirit assure anyone sinful or pious activities. Embodied beings, however, are bewildered because of the ignorance which covers the real knowledge. So, when, however, one is enlightened with the knowledge by which nescience is destroyed, and then his knowledge reveals everything as the sun lights up in the daytime. Now, you're under nescience, you're under darkness. It says, there's a nice verse when we say, Om Agyan Timiran Dasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Yena Tasme Shri Guru Nama. This is a Guru mantra, that I was born in the knowledge of darkness, and then my spiritual master gave me the sunlight and removed me from this darkness. Last chapter we also did about the gurus, right? The 4 types of gurus. So any one type of spiritual master will remove you from this darkness of nescience, because this darkness of nescience just destroys us. So try and rise above that and see how beautiful your life will become. Honestly, there will not be any distress in life. Yes, things keep on coming and going, but then there won't be. When one's intelligence, mind, faith and refuge are all fixed in the Supreme, then one becomes fully cleansed of misgivings through complete knowledge, and thus proceeds straight on the path of liberation. So here, your mind and intelligence and your faith is very important. If you don't have the faith, then also there's not, you can do millions of things without faith. And then it's also far better to live your own path imperfectly than to live another's path perfectly. Now, don't keep on copying others. In a good way, it's good, but in a bad way, don't keep on, And then it says here, the humble sage, by the virtue of knowledge, by the virtue of knowledge. Remember, knowledge, Gyan. Gyan is very important. Without knowledge, you wouldn't know even how to cook your meal or how to make tea. Even for that, you need knowledge. Sees equal vision. A learned person, a Brahmin, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. All these people, when a person is realized, he sees everybody equally. Equanimity is, you are like this, so I don't like you. You are like that. Oh, he's so nice, he did this, so I like him so much. Don't differentiate. Try and see. If you are a humble sage, you are a sage. You are your own sage. You don't have to renounce your clothing, wear orange clothes and go up in the Himalayas and all that. No. In this Kali Yuga, it's not possible. You have to do your karma, but giving up the fruits, and see everybody in equanimity, equally, right? Don't differentiate, don't discriminate, because when you start discriminating, the other person will not like it. He'll come and fight with you, and then the other person, the things go, the vibration chain goes round and round, and do not gossip. One person says this about that, then you might add a little addition, say something else. It all goes round and round and round, this gossips and this, So be flawless in your life. He says, those whose minds are established in sameness and equanimity have already conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman, and thus they are already situated in Brahman. So when you're equal to everyone, you're already a Brahmin. Brahmin means what? Not by caste. In this Kali Yuga, we don't have the caste Brahmin. Yes, there are Brahmins who are doing, that's fine, at their place. But by being equal to everyone, do not have hate, do not have all this vengeance and all that in your mind, then you are a Brahmin as well, because you've risen above. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something nor he laments on unpleasant things, who is self-intelligent, unbewildered, and who knows the science of God, is to be understood as a real transcendence. We do, when I was very young, I used to love, whenever I used to read this TM, Transcendental Meditation. Since I was very young, I always used to endeavor, and I used to say, what is this TM, everybody's saying? It's a transcendental meditation. You go, you sit, and then they used to teach you with mantras how to elevate yourself above the floor. But then that was only for that much time. But then it wasn't doing anything to the mind. It wasn't proceeding anywhere. So I said, what is it doing? So that is why but when you are already, your conscious is cleansed, you're seeing everybody equally, then already you are at a transcendental level. You don't have to go to this thing to, learn that art. Such a liberated person is not attracted to material senses, pleasure, or external objects, but is always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. In this way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Supreme is in your heart. Concentrate on the Supreme and try, and that you're always in trance. Like, even if you're going to work, whichever job you have, you're working in a bank, or you're working in as a teacher, or anywhere you're working, right? But you're conscious, your mind is very important, how it is. And that these are self-realized person. You don't see a self-realized person externally, but internally. And it says, abandon all attachment to the results of the action and attain the supreme peace. An intelligent person does not take part in the sources of misery, which are due to contact with the material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, so he doesn't really bother about all these things. Before giving up the present body, This is important. If one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, he is a yogi and is happy in this world and another. A yogi is not a person who is just teaching yoga. You can be a yoga teacher, you can be teaching. I have come across thousands of yoga teachers. What to speak of one? Thousands I've been to, since childhood. Like I used to go, hopscotch and run from any town, any country, anywhere I used to go to. I used to, go and see what sort of yoga teachers there are. And I have come across beautiful yoga teachers who are very nice, very serene, very, very giving, and who had that detachment in their heart. But at the same time, I've even come across some yoga teachers who used to just, be so rude and so attached. Have you brought money? You pay me this much only, and then on the others, get out, and this, use languages. And I used to leave those lessons straight away and think, what is yoga? Why is it, from one stage to the other? But then those are pseudo yogis. Pseudo means false. They're not real yogis. So when some of you who are becoming yoga teachers here as well in the group, humility is your first step of yoga. Become very humble to your students, to other people who come around you, to other teachers whom you are learning, right? And this is what will elevate you, not only as a yoga teacher, even here we are taught how to run your business. In your business even, you need to be humble to your staff. Maybe because they can't afford it, they won't answer back. But you know how much you'll be by shouting and screaming at your staff, you didn't do this, what the hell, this, blasting them. Do you know how much you'll be hurting them? But they'll not say, they'll just say, sorry ma'am, or sorry sir, and go away. But they'll be crying, they will inside their heart, they are hurting. Instead, dovetail that words in your business or in your work as being humble. You know what? This is wrong what you've done. You should have done this better. Don't you think this could have gone better? Please, next time, be careful and do this like this, rather than, what the hell are you doing? Rather than screaming and shouting and all that, you're hurting. And we say when we hurt, biggest sin is what? Which is the biggest sin you can commit? Anybody can unmute and tell me which is the biggest sin one commits? Harsha?
By hurting somebody.
Yes, exactly. It's not even slaughtering animals. It's okay, all that is bad. It's not taking drugs. It's not this. There's so many things. Of course, there's so many lying. There's so many sinful activities. But hurting somebody's feelings is a biggest sin, because Atma so Paramatma, it says. Atma means the soul, and Paramatma is the super soul. There's no difference. When you're hurting a soul, you're also hurting the super soul. You're also hurting the divine, and that is not good. And that is what will be the biggest downfall in your life. So don't carry that. Don't hurt. Maybe you might even not know by your words. You must have said it. That's fine. Your workmates or your housemates or your house girls, whoever. Next day you're fine. You're talking to them normally. But in that one night, what the person goes through, you don't even know. You don't even realize. So, always remember I told you about the 3 lights. Before you speak, the red light, think. Right? And then the amber light. Then, the amber light is, try to distinguish what are you going to say. And then, shoot your words. Then the green light. Because words are like arrows. It can puncture people's heart. Be very careful. So one whose happiness is within, one who is active within, who rejoices within and is illuminated within, is actually perfect mystic. He is liberated in the Supreme, and ultimately he attains the Supreme. So when you die, when you will go to the Supreme Abode, living, you're also attached to the Supreme. And that is what is more important. One who is beyond duality of doubt. Do not doubt things. Whose mind is engaged within, who is always busy working for the welfare of others, sentient beings, and who is free from all sins, achieves liberation in the Supreme. And what is sin? That which is against the scriptures, against the Bible, against the Quran, against the Gita, against all the Vedic scriptures, that is sinful. You know, when you're lying, no scriptures is going to tell you lying is good. No scripture. No scripture is going to tell you killing is good. No scripture is going to tell you that becoming angry is good, right? So all those are sinful things. Okay? If you don't know, you can relate.
Take it for the future, yeah? Or?
Huh? Hello? So you have to try. Do not be doubtful. The one whose mind is engaged in within. So be happy within yourself. Don't give the remote control of your life to other people's hands. Right? What we usually do these days, the television remote control is in your hand, and whichever channel you want to change, you keep on changing. Similarly, this remote control, you give it to somebody else's hand, the remote control of this body, mind, and soul. And they are pressing the buttons, and you are dancing according to the tune. You are becoming a puppet in the surroundings, not within yourself. Be happy within yourself, because somebody will say something to you, tap that remote control button, press, and you'll be agitated. Why the hell did you say this? I hate you. All these things. He may be even laughing because he's pressing the remote controls. Your mind's remote controls are in his hand. Why should you give your remote control in other people's hand? Keep it with you and feel happy within yourself. That is the ultimate, greatest happiness. Yes, relations are there, relations make you happy, all that is there, but that has to come from within, not external. Not external relationships, not external talking. And my Babaji, last time I told you the story of my Babaji, last time I forgot to show you the picture of my Babaji, I'll show you today. So, he always used to say, Andar seva, Bahar seva ek. Whatever seva, service you're doing outside, should be done from within the heart. It should be one. Even if you are doing the devotional service to the Lord, you have to be externally, like in us we do the Aarti. So somebody may be doing Aarti, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, and looking around, oh my God, look at my children, they've still not come in the temple, they're still not, and looking around but doing that Aarti. That is not going to reach you anywhere. If you're doing the Aarti, be one with God. Visualize that form of God in front of you, and do your aarti, or do your puja, or do your prayers, or in the church, what you're doing in your mosque, when you're reading the Quran, or when you're doing your prayers, be internally and externally. Let it be one. When a person responds to the joy and sorrow of others as if they were his own, he has attained the highest state of mind. When others are happy, it should make you happy. It should not make you jealous. There's so much of jealousy going on in the world. Somebody is happy. Oh, you see, she's happy. She's got this. Okay, fine. Doesn't matter. I don't care. You start having that jealousy, envious nature. That, give an example, she got a Louis Vuitton bag. Okay, fine. It's okay. It doesn't matter. You start having that jealousy within you. Somebody's got something nice. Fine. Feel happy. I can afford it. It's fine. I just have a 10-pound handbag, and she has a Louis Vuitton 1,000-pound handbag. It's fine. Let her be happy. She's happy. I'm also happy for her. Be happy for others, right? And at the same time, if somebody is unhappy, try and feel that happiness within you. The reason why we fast is not, one thing is because even of our health reasons. The second thing is to understand the pain of hunger, which people, when they don't have food, what they go through. So feel that pain within you and go and give out that food. Go and give out extra clothes. You have people who don't have clothes or with rags or whatever way you can, medicines, and in many ways you can try. Who feels the pain of others within your heart? When you feel that pain of others within your heart, when you are not envious and you're happy when somebody else is happy, or somebody's getting married, I'm so happy she found a nice guy. Oh, no, 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 no. You know, one day this marriage will break. I'm telling you, this marriage is not, that girl is so bad that it's going to break. Already, what are you doing for that beautiful couple who has not even started their life? This happens. I myself am talking, whatever I'm talking is Bhagavad Gita teachings and through experience. Since childhood, we were always taught the Bhagavad Gita and then the experiences, and I was always trying to relate. Yes, it's true. When you go to a public place and when they're talking, even in a wedding ceremony, they're talking such things. What to speak of after. So, be very happy, because when you are happy for that person, you're already projecting positive vibrations for them, and automatically even they will be happy, right? So, we're just finishing. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, again it's coming to same self, anger, greed, lust, okay? Shutting out, this is the last verse, shutting out the external objects, keeping the eyes and vision concentrate between the two eyebrows here, suspending the inward and outward breath within the nostrils, thus controlling the mind, senses and intelligence. The transcendental becomes free from desire, fear and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. Now this is a beautiful meditation, and what I want to do next lesson is on Thursday. Okay, Thursday 10 minutes we'll do this meditation, because we are ending chapter 5, we'll go on chapter 6, but before we start chapter 6, this particular verse, we will meditate how to take your conscious here in the middle of your eyebrows. And why? Because all the energy in your third eye chakra has to be accumulated here, and that's the reason actually we put this tilak. It's not fashion, it's not just because it's showing that you're in this particular path, but it's just that your third eye chakra, it energizes your third eye chakra, and it activates more knowledge from within you. You start getting that inner knowledge. That is the reason we put this tilak, and it's a special cooling soil from the very holy place in India. So this is what meditation we will do next time. The sages, knowing me as the ultimate purpose of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benedictor and well-wisher of all living entities, attain peace from the pangs of material desires. So, of course, when you understand who God is, again here, every way it's saying who God is. So it is pointless to take renunciation. So I'll just summarize the whole, that's the end of chapter 5. It's one of my favorite chapters. I just love this, and even chapter 10. Those two are really, all the chapters are good. Chapter 12 is also excellent. As we go further, you'll see, so far we were just dwelling, he repeatedly said about karma, but now from chapter 6, 7, 8, meditation, what time you should leave your body, and all that will come later. So it is pointless, I'll just summarize this in just the next 5 minutes. It is pointless to take renunciation while one is still restless with passions and desires. Action, specially desire less action. In the trust spirit of karma, a man performs selfless acts. Again, let your work be a calling, right? Let our work be a labor of work. People work only for wages today, but you are going to get wages, and you have to get wages. Nobody can work without wages, otherwise what are you going to eat? How are you going to live? But enjoy your work. Don't keep on complaining, I have to go to work today, I hate my work, I'm only working because of my wages. Don't do that. Try and enjoy every bit. Try and enjoy the people around you. Don't, spill that words of hatred towards anyone. And you see how beautiful your work place also will be. How beautiful energy you'll be projecting, that everybody will start loving you, liking you so much, right? And then it even says that we can learn to renounce the fruit of our actions in 4 ways. Very quickly, we must learn to give without expectations. Try to give without expectations in return. And then a man who gives in large, and then it also says that we should not consider ourselves to be owners of anything. We are not owners of anything. We came here naked, without anything, okay? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. When we go, we're going to go without anything. So, why hanker, right? Everything is created by Him, and whatever we are using here is His, and we're going to leave it here again, all right? We should consider ourselves as travelers on a pilgrimage upon this earth. This planet is not our native home. This I really gave a lot of example about Dubai. In Dubai, whenever you're traveling Emirates, now the flights have stopped, but you always, the hub is Dubai. You go from London, you go from India, you go from Spain, anywhere you go to Dubai and Emirates, and from there you take other this thing. So we are all under this pilgrimage, right? Like as if we are in Dubai. So we are all in transit, and we have to move on from one place to the other. We have to keep on moving on. Understand that we are in transit here. This is not our permanent place. Understand. And you see how beautiful you like. Don't keep on lamenting, even if you have to move forward. Don't lament. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Right? You understand that? And you can open. And the last and most important way is that know thyself. Know the inner self. Once we realize the truth as to who we are and what is our purpose in life and how are we connected to God, then you see your life becomes so sublime, so beautiful. So the conclusion, Karma Yoga can lead to liberation faster than Gyan, faster than Dhyan Yoga, faster than any other yoga systems. Karma Yoga can elevate you and get you to liberation. That's the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much. Thank you all so much for joining in. Hey, Kiro. Okay, I'm just thank you. So just say Om once. Only once Om, then we finish. Okay. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.